In our last episode, we talked about bias in general, how it appears in technology, and how it shapes the way we see and design the world. Today, we are going to build on that foundation and bring the discussion closer to home, to bias in artificial intelligence. But before we dive in, let's start with something surprising. Bias itself isn't always bad. Think about it. When you go to your favorite cafe and instantly order your usual coffee without overthinking, that's a bias. It's your brain taking a shortcut, helping you save time and mental energy. These mental shortcuts are part of how humans survive and function in a complicated world. They are not evil by nature. They are efficient. The trouble begins when those shortcuts stick around even when the facts change, or when they show up in places that they don't belong. That's when bias becomes harmful. In moral terms, bias becomes a problem when it starts to unfairly favor or disadvantage certain people or groups, when it bends truth, skews fairness, and creates an uneven playing field. Now, when we talk about bias in AI, it can appear at three stages: before the algorithm is even built, during the building and training of the model, after it's deployed in the real world. In this episode, we will focus on the first one, bias in the pre-development stage, and save the others for later episodes. Bias in framing the problem. Before an AI system ever sees a single piece of data, there is a crucial decision to make. What problem are we trying to solve? And right there, before any code, before any data, bias can quietly take root. This is what may be called framing bias. It's all about the questions we choose to ask and whose problems we decide to prioritize. Imagine a group of researchers designing an AI tool for healthcare. If they build it based on the needs and data of one group, say men in large urban hospitals, then everyone else is at risk of being overlooked. The result? The AI might do a great job diagnosing heart disease in men, but fail for women. Not because the technology is broken, but because the problem was framed too narrowly from the start. Or take another example, how healthcare funding often works. Diseases that affect wealthier or majority populations tend to attract more money and research, while illnesses that impact poorer or marginalized communities receive less attention. The same pattern can happen in AI. The very purpose of the project can be biased before any data is collected. So, before we rush to fix biased algorithms, we have to ask deeper questions. Whose story is being told? Whose experience is shaping the design? And whose voices are missing from the conversation? Because most of the time, bias isn't born in the data. It's born in the choices we make before the first line of code even exists, in the way we frame the problem. Stick with me. I am Ehsan Arzrumchila, a researcher of technology, and I invite you to join me in exploring how technology transforms our sense of what it means to be human.